I am now using a left-handed friendly, not ambidextrous, because you still have the slide catch on the wrong side. But now, as a left-handed shooter, I can use this predominantly with my left hand, including dropping my magazines. Remember when I showed you my Glock 43X in its most current configuration? Well, if you missed the video, it's right here. Go check this out after you finish watching this one. And I was 3 days ago years old when I moseyed on over to my comment section, only to have my mind completely blown. Look at this. Look at what this person told me. Now, I'm a left-handed shooter in a right-handed world. I accept the fact that most people do things with their right hand for whatever reason. So the majority of things that I use and purchase and interact with are made with the right-handed person in mind. So it didn't even occur to me that while I had this thing disassembled, I'm doing all my modifications, that when I got to the magazine release update, that I could have just flipped it over and made my Glock 43X not fully ambidextrous, but left-handed friendly. I could literally just flip it around so that the mag release button function is on the right-handed side of the gun, so that I could just release it with my thumb on my left hand. That's not rocket science. So it should have been like common sense, but they say common sense ain't so common, and you know, I'm not above reproach. So today's video is going to be me swapping around my magazine release so that I can use it not fully with my left hand, because the slide catch is still going to be on the left-handed side of the gun. But now I can release the magazines with my left hand, with my thumb, the way that it's supposed to be. Instead of swapping it over, pushing it, you know, first world problems. Don't judge me. But it's nice that I can make the legal modification in a safe and controlled environment and just make my life that much easier. So let's get to it. It's super simple modification. I'm literally just gonna take it out and flip it around and put it back in. Mind is blown. Let's go. Mind is absolutely blown. I know that you can do this. I've heard of people doing this before, but obviously I've never done this to any of my firearms. Why? Don't know. Today we're gonna change that. Let's make my Glock 43X left-handed friendly. Literally just a push of a button. Crazy. All right, so here we are. This is going to be the quickest modification you'll ever see in your life. And these are the only tools that you need. We have what I'm calling a punch. This is actually one of the little tools for my Cricut machine, but it works phenomenally for getting into little cracks and crevices. So this, we're gonna call it a punch. And then this is my Leatherman Wave Plus multi-tool. And we're gonna be using the pliers. That's it. That's all we need, is just these two things to make my life so much easier. Oh, obviously we need the Glock as well. This is the Glock 43X MOS. It is empty. There's not even a magazine in it. So we are going to do a little field strip and take this down, take the slide off. Actually, that's all we really need to do, is just take off the slide. And if you can see in here, right in this little crack and crevice right here, is a little metal rod. Let me see if I can come in from here. On this side, there's like a little metal rod right there. And with this little punch tool, I'm going to kind of release it from the actual mag release so that I can pry it out with the pliers. Essentially, I'm just removing this little rod, releasing it from the actual mag catch, like so. I don't know if you can see it better now. It's right there. It's like a little metal rod that holds the mag release down. I'm just gonna push it out. So here's the mag release. Here's the button as it is halfway installed on the firearm. I'm just gonna pretty much pull it out. There we go. there is the mag release, the metal one from Shield Arms. Then I'm going to take my pliers, you can probably see it better now. It's that little metal rod right there where my finger is pointing at. Here's the top of it. I'm gonna take my pliers and set it on the top of it so that I can pull it out. There you go. There's the little metal rod that keeps the mag release where it needs to stay. Now, mind you, this is for educational purposes only, okay? It's not an illegal modification. I'm in a safe environment doing this so that I could better operate my firearm. So now that we have that, we are going to go ahead and install so that the textured side, which is the actual button, is something that I can press from this side instead of being flipped over and pushed over and pushed from this side. We're gonna slide this in here from the left side so that the actual textured button is on the right side of the firearm, like so. And we're just gonna slide it all the way across. So now you see it's on the side where if I had the firearm in my left hand, I can release the magazine with ease, the way that I'm supposed to be able to do it, you know? So now we're going to reinstall the rod by shoving it back into its resting place. And once that's in there, you just use the top of the pliers to just kind of press it down as far as it'll go. Push. And then we're gonna use the punch again. You see how it's in there? I think you can see that. Maybe you can't, but it's right there. Now I'm just gonna push it to the side that holds the mag release in place, which is in this case on the left side. And that's it. Bada bam, bada freaking boom. The mag release is now on the right side of the gun so I can use my left hand to drop my magazines. You're gonna go ahead and reassemble the firearm. Make sure the slide is in there. Make sure my trigger still works. It does. Make sure the brake and all that is good to go. Did you believe it was that simple? I can now release magazines with my left hand because I'm left-handed and I don't have to go be looking all stupid, fidgeting at the gun range, having to flip guns to either hand so that I could use the magazine release or the slide catch, which is still obviously going to be right hand dominant. But now I can literally use this in such a better way with my left hand. And yeah, that's it. That's today's video. That's the video. I am now using a left-handed friendly, not ambidextrous, because you still have the slide catch on the wrong side. But now, as a left-handed shooter, I can use this predominantly with my left hand, including dropping my magazines. That's why I love YouTube. Just as I'm a content creator on this platform, I scour YouTube daily, probably too much. But I just love new information. I love learning new things. I love becoming more efficient. I never claim to be a knower of all things. I'm always in a position to be learning something, you know, because knowledge is power. And now I have a Glock 43X MOS that I could use mostly with my left hand. Till next time. Thank you, person in my comments who decided to educate me. I really appreciate you. I owe you like a box of ammo or something. Maybe a coffee. That's probably more appropriate for the internet. Send me your Cash App or something and I will sell you like $10 or something.